honeysuckle soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day. Kids got their quizzes and I've got a day.
Well, welcome to Schenectady today, in and around the capital region, and we're so happy you're joining us today. We've got a great show today. I think we have almost 20 guests coming on, so there's going to be something for everyone. Believe me, we're going from all over the area and even to another continent. So please stay tuned for the entire show. Let me tell you who's coming up to this on the show. We're going to be talking about a murder is announced, and that's with the Circle Theater Players at the Sand Lake Center for the Arts. After that, we're going to be talking about The Royal. And that is going to be over at Cap Rep, and that's going to be running for almost a month. And don't miss it. It looks like a wonderful play. Then we're going to be talking about the quilt show, and that you'll see some amazing quilts on this show right now, in this morning. And then we're going to be talking about Ballroom Dance Week. Think about it, ballroom dance. You can see great exhibitions at the Colony Center, and we're going to tell you how. And then we're going to be talking about Jaja's Kids, and this has to do with an effort in Uganda. So we'll be talking about representatives from that organization. And then we're going to be talking about Women's Employment and Resource Center and what they're doing to help women get their jobs, and also a little fundraising on the side. I do want to tell you today's breaks will be, since it's our 20th anniversary, oh my gosh, 20 years of doing this, we're going to take, looking back, we'll see some of the older shows. Please notice that my hair is a lot different than it was. Oh my gosh, when I look at these old photos. But anyway, take a look at that. And again, it's our 20th anniversary, so thank you for staying with us for 20 years. We're going to start right out with our guests from the Circle Theater Players. They're over in Averill Park at the Sand Lake Center for the Arts. They're doing an Agatha Christie play, A Murder is Announced. Who's announcing it?
Well, you have to see the play to see who's announcing it. It's actually an advert in the paper that kicks off the whole action of the play. And being Agatha Christie, well, for 2 acts with 6 scenes, you're literally on the edge of your seat, and you have to wait to the very end to find out who done it. She
always does that. She does that little twist at the end.
Oh, you better believe it, and you discover that all the characters are not who they seem to be, and it all comes out in the end.
Like Murder on the Orient Express, where you get all these characters and you don't know who did this. Are any of the murderers here?
We won't tell.
Can't tell you that.
But what we've got, though...
I'm sorry, no spoiler.
We've got some of the people who are in Little Paddocks, that manor house in the English countryside. And if I may, have them introduce themselves.
I wish you would.
And tell us your character.
Sure.
And also, I am very fortunate to have sitting in back of me my assistant director.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm Debbie Mazzone, and in the play I am Clara Swettenham. And probably the best way to characterize my character is she's a bit of a busybody neighbor. She pretends to just be helpful and concerned with what may be going on, but she really just wants to know everything.
Okay, is she like a Miss Marple?
Miss Marple has her own qualities, and you'll see that too.
Okay.
She's very sharp and inquisitive.
Okay.
I think Clara Swettenham is more of a she's curious about everything and has to know everyone's business.
Okay, all right.
I'm Laura Casey, and I'll be playing Dora Bunner. She's affectionately known as Bunny. She is a childhood friend of the Madam of the House. I should say Lady of the House, not Madam of the House.
I don't know.
That's
taking a whole new turn here.
And Bunny has an innocent quality. She knows a lot more than she cares to divulge. And she sees things that other people don't know she's watching. She's a little bit of a ditz, but a lovable ditz. But
you have fun playing the part, I can tell.
I love playing her, and she has her own little secrets.
Oh, doesn't everyone? And Rita, how about you?
Well, I'm Rita Machin, and I play Philippa Haynes. and I come to town very recently, and I'm staying at the Little Paddocks, and I have some secrets of my own, and yeah, so they have the fun characters. I just kind of hang out and keep my secrets to myself.
Let's talk to the assistant director next. How long have you been directing?
Well, this is actually my first time directing outside of a college class, so this is very exciting for me.
Great.
And it's also my first time working with the Circle Theater players, and that's been a fantastic experience. Paul's been great. The cast has amazing chemistry. It's going to be such a good show.
And it's a great location. And
It
the
really
theater
is.
is very nice.
Oh, yes.
And what's the set like?
The
I
set-
always want to know about sets. I'm a bug about sets.
Okay.
That's the first thing. When I go to Cap Rep, the first thing I want to do is see the set.
On that. Well, the set is a typical English manor house. It has probably a little bit, it's darker, not darker in the sense of the play itself, but more maroons, burnished gold,
Which is
etc.
typical.
It's very, very typical. The time period is post-World War II, early 1950s, so things have a very, very a worn look, not shabby, but that they've been
Yeah,
they've
well, they
been
weren't
worn.
producing,
Right.
new
That's
chairs
true.
and stuff during that time.
That's
they
very,
were just
very
trying
true.
to survive.
That's very true.
Yeah.
On that, and the characters themselves are all from different parts of England, and they're there for a very
I was
specific
going to say,
reason.
what brought these people together?
Ultimately, what brings them all together, what you see in many of her plays, is money.
Money,
Yes.
money. Yeah, well,
Inheritance.
raises its evil head.
You got it. Who gets it all when somebody
Okay,
dies?
yeah.
That's always the
Great plot.
damage.
That's always
Yes.
a great
Yes.
plot. Yeah.
And
And usually it's like this person dies, but then another person has to die, and then, well, wait, and then
Yep.
they inherit this, so you got to get that person.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of is a bit of a domino effect, getting rid of these people.
And as they're smiling at each other.
Well, you're the ditzy one, so you smile at everybody.
I
don't you?
smile at a lot of weird things.
How long have you been acting?
Oh, over 20 years.
Yeah, great.
I enjoy it. I especially love doing Agatha Christie's. My second Agatha Christie with Circle Theater. We did The Mousetrap
Yep.
Oh, that's,
with Paul,
that's
and
the
I
longest
absolutely
running
loved.
play
Yes.
ever. Yeah.
So when they announced that they were doing A Murder Is Announced, I said, "Oh, I want in
got
on
it.
this
I
one."
want part of that
Yeah, I
one.
want part of this one. Yes.
How about you, Barbara? How long you been acting?
Actually, I had a bit of a break. I was, please don't laugh, but I was Lois Lane in Superman in high school. And after a tiny break
I'm not
of,
laughing. That sounds like
No.
a great
tiny
part.
break of 40 years, about 4 years ago, I got back into community theater and
Nice.
started with Always a Bridesmaid.
Oh,
And
okay.
Have done things with Circle Theater, also in Pittsfield with Town Players there. We even were lucky enough to go to New York with Town Players.
Oh my
With our
gosh,
one-act
how
plays.
exciting.
So it's
That must-
really a fun retirement.
You just do it.
activity.
You do it big when you do it.
Well, I don't know. It was just right time, right place, right time.
Yeah,
with very good
exactly.
people.
Rita, how long have you been acting? I know you've been on the show a number of times.
About 20 years as well.
Yeah.
And it's just my release to kind of do something. I love being on the stage.
I know.
Getting to play,
I
different people. I don't have to be me, I can be
It's
a murderer. I can be a, whatever.
You can do whatever part comes by.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's
And
just
that's the
so much
sign of a
fun.
good actor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it is, if you can play other parts. Well, Paul, I hope that you have a great turnout,
Well, thank you.
and I'm going to have to wish you all to break a leg.
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
Good,
you
good.
for the
And thanks.
opportunity.
Say hi to Joan for me, too.
And congratulations on your 20th
20th,
anniversary.
isn't it?
Yes.
Congratulations.
And I think Circle Theater's players have been on for most of those years. So
Thank you.
thank you all. We're going to take a look at looking back, and you'll see Domino and lots of good stuff and a little touch of this, that, and the other thing. Stay tuned. Okay, good.
Sixth show called The Bully Busters.
The Bully Buster?
That's right.
What's a Bully Buster?
Well, a bully buster is a person.
is, but I
That's
don't know what
right.
a Bully Buster is.
Well, a bully buster is somebody who is strong against bullies. We're doing this with the Saddlewood Elementary School in Colony. And they wrote a grant for us to come in and build a show about anger management and how to deal with bullies in school.
You know, that's a really good idea. What's the best way to deal with a bully?
Well, the best thing...
You hit him in the nose or something?
Well, you're not supposed to hit him at all.
Oh, okay.
No. The best thing is to stand up to them, but not hit them, but to stand them, look them right in the eye and tell them to leave you alone.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, see if you can get your friends to help you out.
Okay, that's good. And
but what happens is, even if they keep picking on you, they'll know that it won't be as fun anymore, because what bullies love is when you get all upset.
Well, you know, that is true, because it's your reaction that feeds them.
That's right.
And you know, that works for adults too.
That's right. And that's what we're hoping, because this will teach, hopefully, kids when they get older how to deal with some of the stresses.
There's not many people that would allow a photo of them for 20 years ago either. But it shows I still have hair. So anyway, I am so pleased to have you guys on. It's wonderful. And the play looks wonderful. I love the photos of you.
Oh, well, thank you.
You must have been in training.
Yeah, always, always.
He's been in training. I can't let these guys be modest. The Royale is a magnificent play, and Tom, of course, plays the lead in it, the character of Jay, and George plays his trainer of many, many, many years and very good friend. And they are riveting. They are absolutely riveting, and we're very, very happy for this
This is
cast.
different, because I mentioned earlier that I had seen The Great White Hope with James Earl Jones. Actually, I think he did a film of it, and I also had the recording of it as well, which was phenomenal. And I said, is this the same play? But it's not the same play, obviously, because Marcus
Marco Ramirez
wrote it, and he's of the Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Marvel television shows.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Great White Hope is going to be more along the line of Jack Johnson's life.
What happened?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. This is going to is going to be very specific. It parallels it, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can
go along.
have a different, different
Well,
take on it. Yeah.
What this play does is it's 90 minutes straight through.
Oh, okay. No,
All right,
no.
and no intermission. I mean,
No intermission.
and it
That's
just
gotta be
goes.
tough for
I
you
mean,
guys.
I love Agatha Christie, and I love plays where you're sitting on the edge of your seat. So I think that Murder Announced sounds great. But this play will have you on the edge of your seat.
Absolutely.
In this play, it's the story of how Jay, who is the fictionalized version of our Jack Johnson, the James Earl Jones character, how he wants his opportunity to fight. He's the world's champion boxer, but he's the black champion. And he wants a chance to just be the champ. So he wants a chance to fight the white champion. And so this is, what happens in this, it's the story of what leads up to that, how he gets the fight, and how he gets a visitor on the night of the bout in the form of his sister.
Oh.
And his sister comes in the room and wants him to throw the fight. Now, that's all I can tell you. There's no
So this is
spoilers
the
here.
mystery.
You have
This
to
is a
come to the
mystery.
play and find out why she wants him to do that and what he decides to do. And remember, this is a fictionalized account of these, great historical characters.
Yeah. Now, is this would this show be appropriate for all ages?
I don't think so, because there's language in it that is...
So you're saying high school and above?
I would say high school.
High school and above.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think it's an important story to tell, whether it's a parallel story or not. It's an important story to address that.
It's a story about achieving goals, but it's also a story about African Americans finding their place in this country. Entrepreneurship, activism, and being able to make your own way on your own terms, which is what people are still trying to do these days.
Yeah, and for acting, I know that TCM is doing a tribute to African American and black actors in the films. And when you see how they were portrayed years ago, it just, I don't know, it upsets me. But anyway, But now I see such a resurgence or a surgence of wonderful actors coming forward.
Well,
and I'm so glad to see.
You're going to see an amazing group.
And I'm looking at their credits. I mean, credits.
Yeah.
You have been on television. And, tell me a little bit about yourself. We'll start here.
Oh, I started acting about 30 years ago out of art school. I started in community theater in Baltimore, Maryland.
Great place to start, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I still have ties to community theater. Moved to D.C., studied at studio theater in D.C.
Oh, wow.
Did a lot of theater in D.C., moved to L.A., did TV. Now I'm in New York, still doing TV and film and theater.
And I'm sure there are a lot of parts now that are available as we get closer to the time that we're at right now. There's a lot more parts coming up as well.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much happening in the world and in the country right now that writers and directors are reflecting in their work, making opportunities for people like myself and Tom and other actors in the show, in this show, because art is a mirror to society.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that when you look at the movies in the 40s and you see how women only want to get married.
Right.
I mean, it's like, I got to get a man. I got to get a career. No, I give up my career. I need a man. It's like, no.
Well, you know, I love...
But it's part of history.
Yeah, I love, though, doing a play that takes a piece of history and then we can see the history, but what we're really seeing is ourselves now. Yeah. And this play is very relevant for what is going on right now. But you know, I know that you were asking the actors who they are, and Thomas has a very interesting background.
I'm going right to Tom.
No, I know. He's an amazing
Tom's
guy.
Next. I'm working my way across here.
Really modest. So we might have to push him a little
Mr. Modest.
bit.
Well, tailing on what you just said, when you see your history in a play that's being written now, it kind of makes you a little bit sad that something in 1910 still applies today, and that's part of what makes this play really, really powerful. I hope that when we do it, we do keep you on the edge of your seat, and we don't give you a chance to breathe for an hour and a half.
No, I love film. I love plays like that really that don't have an intermission. It doesn't. That intermission is great for a musical, but it's kind of for the tension. Sometimes it's not good. So tell me a little bit about your background.
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
I started off as a musician. I grew up playing drums.
Really?
And I wanted to go to...
Maggie didn't get you playing drums in this one? She's always getting that.
Nah, but I did play spoons last night.
He did, at our sneak peek, he did play spoons. It was awesome.
So I wanted to go to Berklee School of Music. I ended up going to Salem State University with a music minor, education major, and I messed around in the theater department. I got stuck.
And you got stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is a great part too.
Oh yeah, this is.
Did we show the photos? I'm sorry, Jan. Janice. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was saying. Those photos are great.
Yeah. Yeah, and they.
There it is. That's Mark Sosi.
Yeah, from Boston.
Plays Max. He's also from Boston.
And that must be your sister over there.
Yeah.
Ramona Lisa Alexander, and that's Jonathan Dent, who plays another character named Fish.
Also from Boston.
Also from Boston.
So you had you're here for a month, or a little more than a month.
Until October 14th.
Ramona is an amazing actress.
Yeah.
I love that photo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out.
You can actually, the photos, you can see the tension.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, for me, the tension and sitting on the edge of your seat, you know, is like the best kind of entertainment.
I do too.
I do really love this play. But did you notice how Thomas deflected who he is? I'm just going to tell you, this guy is a great singer. I mean,
and she doesn't have you singing on the show.
I'm going to bring him back so that he can be the lead in some musical. He is an amazing singer. I'm not kidding.
Awesome.
You know, he's from Los Angeles. This is an incredible cast. I mean, they're from Los Angeles, from Boston, New York. The design team is from all over. The director is wonderful, Megan Sandberg Zakian. I mean, she is. It has been a joy, and I think people are going to love this play.
And not to forget Kyle
Terry, fight choreographer.
Fight choreographer.
Amazing fight choreographer.
Amazing fight choreographer.
Also an actor.
I just can't imagine how you do that and pull those punches. I mean, you actually, I mean, you pull them, you don't hit the person, but it looks so real, though.
Well, and this play, it's very interesting how the fights are done in this play.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna, again, you gotta, it's a very theatrical play.
I'm there.
You can only see this play in the theater.
Yeah.
You can't see it in a movie.
And it's great because you're seeing a cast that's getting a second chance to work deeper into the work, and we have. We came running to this play.
Yeah.
And I mean, like any actor, it's wonderful to get a play where you go running the rehearsal to do. You know that it's going to be a powerful impact. And I could speak with George as well, but I know that for me, I love doing a play where when I'm on stage, I know that the audience is going to be leaving different than when they came in.
Oh, I'm so glad to
And
hear
this
that.
play is exactly that.
It's, you know, I've always said to Maggie that the exciting thing is when you leave the play, and when Greg and I used to go together, on the way home, we'd be talking, and that's how we knew it was a good play, because we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't like, okay, what do you want? Should we get a snack or something? No. What did you think of that? You know, and so this is why I love plays like this. And I'm so excited to see you both on stage. And the
Oh,
rest
yeah.
of the cast.
Yes.
Maggie, thanks so much for bringing these
Oh,
gentlemen with
absolutely.
you. Yeah.
Thank you for
Looking
having us.
forward
Thank you
to
for
it.
having
us.
The play is called The Royale. Royale?
The
or
Royale.
Royale, yes.
Royale.
Like the Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Got it. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to find out about these wonderful quilts. You might have seen them behind us. Stay tuned. Great, thank you. And
Doing another great job.
we
Looks
keep
great.
trying. We just keep on trucking.
You're not
It's been
trying.
it's a rough morning
you're doing
today, but we're doing okay.
We have those mornings.
I know.
Every day in the
Some people mistook me for the stockade,
Oh.
that was all.
Right now we have Bob Cudmore with us, and many of you recognize the voice because he's done Contact Show for, how long did you do that? It seemed like forever.
I did that for 13 years,
13
the WGY
years,
Contact
yeah.
Show, but I was in radio for 30 years.
I know,
So.
your voice, you have a wonderful voice.
Well, thank you, Ann, so do you.
Is that how you got your job, is your voice?
Sure,
Or was that really what?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
When it started. I started in Amsterdam at WCSS.
You have a love for Amsterdam.
Oh, I do, yeah, was up there.
New, Lucia New, and we have Wei Chong Wang, okay, and we have Raymond Ma. Yes, good, hi. Why don't you tell us about who's here, what they do, and we'll let you take the lead.
Okay, I'm Lucia. They're right here. This is for, if you look at,
see it too well, but you can see
I don't know if we can hold that closer to the,
well, it's sort of, can I tip this? Sure. And we were making vinegar there. I mean, I tell you, I've done everything on this show from, I don't even want to tell you what I've done sometimes, but anyway. But I'm a good sport. But I don't quilt. That's one thing I don't do. But take a look at this quilt. Isn't this beautiful behind us? Let's talk about the quilt. Who's going to start? You're going to start?
Actually, the quilt was designed by one of our members, Kathy Hermans.
Okay.
And it has a little bit of a story. It's called
Beautiful.
The Place Beyond the Pines. And
Yeah,
actually,
the movie, yeah. And also Schenectady.
Yes, Schenectady. Yeah. So she tried to do, fabric that would, relate well to the time. And also, Place Beyond the Pines is Mohawk interpretation of Schenectady. There's 4 different blocks. There's 75 different fabrics.
Wow.
It was designed by Kathy, pieced by Kathy, and also myself and Barbara Becker, another member of our guild. We pieced it, and it was quilted by Lori Collins, who is a member of our guild. And
so this is like a group effort?
It's a group effort, yes.
My question is, this, I mean, if I hem something, it's like it takes me forever sometimes. How long does it take to do this? I mean, this must take months and months and months.
It takes a lot of time. I can't put a number of hours on it, but I know it. But it's a labor of love. We all love quilting.
No, I know. So just like this show is a labor of love.
Yes. So I really can't put how many hours, but it's a long time.
And anyone who made this who keeps this? Because if you get a group of people making it, how does that happen?
Well, this is our raffle quilt, so everybody has a chance.
You're raffling this off?
Yes, we are. So if you come to the show, you have a chance to buy a raffle ticket. It's $1 a piece, and you might be able to own this quilt.
So buy 10, 20, 30 of them.
As many as you can. I know I did, because I want to win the quilt.
Yeah, no, this is gorgeous. Yes. But we have some other quilts. So let's start over here. Well, how do you want to do it with the quilt?
Well,
let's start right here. And then we'll work across. Okay. This was done, and we mentioned this before. I don't know if you can see it, but
here, let me hold it up.
Yeah.
For you.
I just want people to see it because that's a gorgeous quilt, and that's called a quilt, even though it's
quilt.
not.
It's a wall
little
quilt.
skirts.
Yeah.
It's a wall hanging.
Mary is our featured quilter. We often ask one of our members to show a representative representative quilts of work they've done, and we ask somebody to be the featured quilter who is a really good quilter. So this is a real honor for Mary, and she is showing her quilts, and these are some of them.
Gorgeous.
This particular one was the most challenging that I've ever done. It's a copy of a needlepoint that my sister made, and I always loved it, and I knew I could never do justice like she does with a needlepoint. So I did what I know best. I had it enlarged, and I made a quilt out of it. So.
It's gorgeous, gorgeous,
It's
gorgeous.
a work of art. It's called The Reading Lesson.
Yeah. And let's, I want to take a look at some of the other quilts too, and I love the back too. I could almost use that as a...
Well, we could do this one.
Okay, who's next? Oh, I like
These
that.
Yeah. These are all Mary's.
Yeah. Now this is all a needle turn applique. And this was a picture that I had seen of this particular quilt on Facebook, but the fabrics were all muted. They were early American, and that's not my forte. I prefer the bright, something that really grabs you.
It pops.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, what a talent. Oh my gosh.
And this is another needle turn applique, all done by hand. This was a guild challenge for June of 2017. However, I didn't finish it until June of 2018, so I couldn't put it in for the challenge. But,
well, this is an unusual one because of it being the hexagons.
It's called Hexigardens.
Yeah. Yep. It's beautiful, beautiful. And do you just get the idea, or do you copy, or how does that?
Well, this was a particular pattern.
Okay.
And I selected my fabrics. They're all K-Facet, and he's a designer. He does wools and fabrics and wallpapers. So he's
what an amazing, amazing, amazing work. Now, the quilt show we want to mention is the 29th and 30th, I believe, which is a Saturday and Sunday at Proctor's in the GE Theater.
Yes.
But it's not just a quilt show. You do other things as well. Don't you sell, are there vendors there that...
Yes, we have vendors.
So if somebody wants to get started in quilting, they can come and kind of learn a little bit too.
I think we have a tying demonstration, but we have vendors. So we have a lot, especially our quilts. We have over 125 quilts that are going to be seen from our members, and
is this a juried thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If you choose to have your quilt judged, you can have your quilt judged.
Yeah.
Yes.
What an amazing event. You do this every 2 years?
Every 2 years.
Yeah, because this is. I mean, think how long it takes to make a quilt. It's like you don't do that every year, right? Probably.
Right.
You haven't said much. So.
No, I haven't. I am representing the guild. Frankly, I am the former chair of the show 2 years ago and 4 years ago, but this year my role is somewhat smaller. I'm involved with doing the actual setup of the quilts in the GE Theater.
I don't know how you do it because, they came in here and they said, well, we want to put this up, and I'm going, oh my goodness, so how are we going to do it? Well, they brought a stand.
Right.
And we tried to figure out how to display these. Well, this is a TV. Actually, this is just a theater, and we just pop in here and put up our equipment. So we weren't able to display them the way we like to.
Right. But when these are displayed for the show, they will be hung.
That's what I mean.
And people
You're
can
going to
come
see
in.
them properly.
And Proctor's has been very kind to us.
They're
and
amazing.
allow us to store our racks at Proctor's. They're heavy. We get them out. We put them up. We put the quilts up. So the GE Theater is filled with the quilts that are registered. And then outside in the atrium, we have the tying demonstration. We have a demonstration of children's quilts. Our guild makes quilts for Northern Rivers.
I know, I thought that was wonderful. I read that.
And so we have a display of that. We have a display of the quilts that are made for the veterans at the VA hospital. And we like having people come and see those and see the work
I imagine
we do
they
on
come
those.
from all over because I don't see too many quilt shows being advertised. Maybe they are out there and I just don't see them. But I would imagine it brings people here to look at the different styles, the different designs, and to see your work. I mean, it's amazing. How long have you been doing this?
Hardcore quilting for a little
hardcore.
Hardcore quilting for a little over 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. But I've done a lot of needlework before that.
Yeah. Well, I love to sew and things, but it's like I look at this and I'm going, oh my God! I mean, me a granny square Afghan was a big thing.
You could do it.
Yeah, I'll have about 12 quilts in the show.
Good. So I will
These
try and
two
stop by to
are
take a
new
look.
ones, new quilts. This one has been judged before. It's been in a show before.
Well, I want to congratulate all of you quilters. I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate what you do, because this has got to be a task, although when you do something that you love, it doesn't become a task anymore.
That's right.
No,
It is.
exactly
It's
right.
right.
So go down and see it, the 29th and 30th at Proctor's, and small charge to get in, but hey, you're going to be delighted with what you see there, and you know, it's great. So thanks for being here, and when we come back, we're going to take another look at early shows, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about ballroom dancing. Are you a dancer? Stay tuned. There it is. It's, believe me, there's something in there.
It's a mother. We tell everyone it's an ugly mother.
It's an ugly mother.
But that's a.
And you buy that.
Yes, it comes in these things here, and this will make what this will make is about 2 quarts of vinegar, 2 to 3 quarts of vinegar. Okay. And what I have here is another one. Of course, you can't see this because this is a red wine vinegar. If you look on these, this is a malt vinegar. This one here is which means it's made out of beer, basically.
Okay.
This is
I didn't know they made vinegar out of beer.
Malt vinegar, yeah, malt.
Vinegar.
Yeah.
That's what they put on fried potatoes in
Canada
England.
and England, yeah.
Yeah, because we got our French
fish and
fries
chips
there, and they were just putting that vinegar right on it.
Yep.
So that's malt
and this is
vinegar.
a cider vinegar.
Okay.
And this is a white wine vinegar, and this is a red wine vinegar, and this is a vinegar that I've had actually.
Well, that's where I learned how to make vinegar. See, but I haven't learned how to make quilts yet. But anyway, and I'm not so good at ballroom dancing either.
yes,
but
you
you know what? Life isn't over yet. So Barbara, tell me, you're with USA Capital District USA Dance. And Gary is, and so is Anita. Tell me what's going on to show off the dancers.
It's our 20th anniversary too this year. We made it. We're a chapter of a national organization, and every year we celebrate National Ballroom Dance Week all over the country. And one of the events is our event coming up in Colony Center.
It's a free event.
Oh, sure. And it's on September 26th. It's a Wednesday night. It goes from 6 till 9 p.m. And it's been exciting because people actually come up to us later and hug us and thank us for making them smile, which is part of the reason we're there.
Yeah, you do it down in it's kind of an atrium
by
Boston.
Down in
so
the
if you're
center.
on the second floor, you can look down.
You can look down, and if you're around the sides. And it's so much fun to watch and to be a part of. But we couldn't do it without these two people, ever. Anita puts all the programs together. Gary's our DJ. I don't know how he does what he does. So I don't know if you wanted to ask them.
Gary may be a DJ, but he's an excellent dancer.
Ballroom dancer. We all are,
yeah. No, I'm just
and
saying.
Anita too, yeah.
So I don't want to just say he's just a DJ. So, Gary, so I know you've been dancing a long time.
Yes, I have. I think maybe 27 years, 30 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing I find really satisfying about this event, we have probably 8 different studios represented from the Capital District, and we have dancers from all the different venues. We have Latin dancers, swing dancers, West Coast swing dancers, Argentine tango, and ballroom. So it's really a get-together of all the different kinds of dancers in the Capital Region. Which
How
I think
exciting. Yeah, that's fun. Are you going to be dancing? No, you're DJing.
Well, I am dancing too.
You're dancing and DJing.
Yes.
I want to see that.
I don't know how to do it.
And Anita, I know you're a dancer. My mic just fell off because I stepped on it.
1999 is when I started, when I retired.
Really?
Yeah, and the nicest part of the show is it starts from 6 to 6:30 with open dancing. So the spectators can come and dance also. And then after many, demos, and we have some more open dancing.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
it's just so exciting when the people come around and say they're going to watch for 5 minutes, and 2 hours later
They're still there. Yeah, because the dancing is, to see all of the dancers perform the different dances, and it's amazing because you look at, what is it, the TV show? You know,
Dancing with the
Dance
Stars.
or whatever it is. I don't watch it, but I do know it's there. And I've seen clips of it, and I see that's more artistic dance. Isn't there, like, there's a name for that kind of dancing where it's performance dancing? I mean, because you don't go on a dance floor and do that.
No, show dancing.
Or do you?
Show dancing.
Show dancing, that's what it's called. Or, yeah. And Anita, are you going to be dancing?
I'm not going to be dancing. I'm going to be running around watching everybody and applauding as much as I can.
Making sure that everybody gets
has
there.
a good time.
How many people do you usually get to this event?
We have 30 events, 30 showcases this year. We have 2 shows, one at 6:30 and the second one at 7:30 with 14 or 15 showcases in each dance.
Wow. And then you're having a black tie affair, too.
Yes, that's coming up this Saturday at the
Yeah.
Mohawk Club. And last Sunday we had our regular monthly dance. So it's a busy time, but it's a fun time and it's exciting for everybody.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm involved with the 4th Sunday Community Ballroom Dance, which will be at the PCC. And I love to watch the dancers. And, you know, I see the lesson, they have the lessons, you know, kind of get out there, then a showcase dance. And this time it's going to be the Argentine Tango.
Well, and you have a big history of supporting ballroom dancing.
Yes, I do.
You've
I
been
do.
supporting for at least 30 years that I know of.
Actually, yeah. Oh, where did the time go?
Yeah.
It did.
When I started dancing, which was 27 years ago, that dance was about the only public dance in the Capital
You're
District.
absolutely right.
And we all used to go there on a Sunday night.
It was the 4th
to
Sunday,
dance,
yeah.
yes.
And it
Yep.
was, and we supported. As a matter of fact, at that time, that was singles outreach. One of the things that happened, I think, is Greg has always said he almost felt that he was part of creating the dance community.
He was.
He was, yes.
He was.
You know.
I called him when we organized the chapter, and I asked him at the time, is it a good idea to have it on a Sunday night? And he said, yes, definitely. It always worked for SOS,
Yeah.
and that's why our regular monthly dance is
You have
because
the
of what
second?
he told, the third Sunday
Third
dance,
Sunday,
because
yeah.
of Greg.
Yeah. So it's important for people to, first of all, know that there is a ballroom dance community out there, number one. Number two, if you don't know what ballroom dancing is, who doesn't? But anyway, if you don't, go to this exhibition.
Yes.
And what is it, 2-3 hours?
Yes.
From 6 till 9.
Yeah, but
What's
there's
really
coffee shops there, grab a cup of coffee.
yeah.
And
What's really exciting now is you can dance 7 nights a week. There's a dance
I
someplace,
know.
if not 2 dances to choose from
when
every night of the
Barbara
week.
said 27 years ago there's like only one, was it Cotillion,
Exactly.
I think was the other
It
one.
might have been,
Yeah,
yes,
the
and
Cotillion.
Benedict's probably.
There were a couple, but that was like membership only,
Right.
and it was very
Right.
elite. And now we're looking at Ralph Kenyon's list coming out every, and it's filled.
You can dance every night.
Saratoga, Glens Falls, Pittsfield. There's
Yeah,
tons of
so
chapters.
there are a lot of people dancing. Now, if you don't know how to dance, talk to one of these people, and they'll give you some ideas of where you can take some
Where to
dance
do it.
lessons.
And most dances have a free lesson at the start of the
Yeah.
dance, so it's a good place to get a feeling for it. So 45 minutes before the dance starts.
Right.
And snacks, don't forget.
To try it.
Come and take a sample of it.
Yeah, and I think it's the other thing we haven't touched on. What great exercise.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's 4 types of exercise. It's mind-body coordination, it's aerobic, it's social, and it's memory. And you don't get that biking or swimming, so it's very healthy.
Yeah, and I've always heard that dancing is really one of the best ways of exercising because you don't know you're exercising, you're just having a good time,
Having
right?
fun.
And for
It's true.
singles and couples.
Yes,
There's always
Definitely.
some place to go.
Yeah.
Socially.
Well, I'm really glad
Definitely.
that you're on the air to tell us about this, and I wish the USA Dance will be around for another 20 years.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very
because,
much.
I mean, and the national will be, but the Capital District, I think that this is one of the most thriving areas. I've always said, oh, theater thrives in this area, but ballroom dancing
Does
thrives.
too. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And we also organized the Berkshire chapter you mentioned, and the Adirondack chapter are spin-offs of our chapter. We had so many members at one time. The national organization came in and said, "We'd like you to do this." So there are 3 nearby.
I wish
1, 2,
Greg
3.
could see what's happened.
Yeah,
But
I did too.
anyway, that's he just certainly was a big proponent of ballroom dance. So take it some time. Go Wednesday on the 26th over at the Colony Center and park your car, go inside, grab a seat, grab something to drink, watch them, get on the floor and dance.
Thank you.
Dance, right?
Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. It's such a pleasure to see you all here.
Thank you.
I'll see you this weekend. Yeah,
Thank you.
good. We're going to take another quick break, and we're going to learn about Jaja's kids in Uganda. Stay tuned.
Called a 4-gallon vinegar cask, and it's probably about a year or 2 old now, and I've got about 2 or 3 gallons of this is a Cabernet Sauvignon. So actually,
I love wine vinegar for cooking chicken or my.
It tastes great all by itself too.
Yeah. All right, now.
And as a matter of fact, I have some here which is a Cabernet. This is if you look in here, this is a very clear, and it's you know what you do is you separate it. The mother drops down to the bottom, and then you take the vinegar. Let's see how well. Have you ever tried vinegar just straight here? Just a little bit. Don't drink all of that.
Okay, I'm trying vinegar straight here.
And I have some water for you to.
No, you see, I like vinegar.
Oh, vinegar is great. If you want to.
Oh, that is good.
Water.
I don't need any water. Good stuff. I love water or vinegar.
Vinegar, yeah. And now.
Well, you know, when I put like cucumbers in it, and then I drink the juice and the whole thing. Yeah.
And I have at home. I have. I'm gonna make actually using this here. I'm gonna start to make a white wine vinegar. Actually, it'll turn out rosé because it's because this is red, and I'm putting it in white, so it'll turn out.
And here we are back again, and I was so pleased when Connie Hood, she was on a few weeks ago, talked about this Jaja's kids, and I said I'd really be interested in learning more about that. I had no knowledge of it. We have Diane, and she's the U.S. director.
Right.
And Ronnie is the Ugandan director as well. Can you tell me what Jaja's Kids are?
Well, Jaja's Kids is an organization that started actually 12 years ago. I went to Uganda thinking it would be my only time, and I wanted to do photography. I was introduced to Ronnie, who had been a street child. He can tell you more about that.
Okay.
And he took me into the slums, we bonded, and we decided to work together to help other street children. So 12 years later, we have had a home for the last 6 years, a rented home for 19 children who are all living together, going to school.
Are they orphans?
More or less, more or less.
Okay.
Some of them have parents. In Africa, if you are missing one parent, you're considered an orphan.
Oh, really?
So it's a little bit different. But they've all been very, very poor, not going to school when Ronnie picked them up, eating out of garbage bins, you know, sleeping at night. Yeah. So, so we now run this home. We have a community program too. So our house is the center for the community, and on weekends, kids come in and learn dance and you know, get all kinds of training.
So you try and enrich them as well.
Absolutely.
Educate and enrich.
Absolutely. Yes.
So tell me about your life, Ronnie.
Well, first of all, I am so happy to be on the TV the first time in my life. Well, my name is Siriang Ronnie. I'm from Uganda. Uganda is located in East Africa.
East Africa.
Yes.
Okay.
So, telling you about my life a little bit, I grew up on the street there for 10 years.
Did you lose your parents? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost my parents. I started living on the street when I was 6 years. So a lot happened, which I cannot really start and finish. The only thing that I cannot forget is I lost my jaw. So my jaw is not in a straight line. Because the third day of being on the street, a big street guy came and boxed me, and my jaw turned like this. So they pushed it. It took me 3 months to start feeling it again. So when they pushed it, it didn't get back right. So that's why you see even it's not really in the straight line.
I would not know that. I would not know that.
So a lot happening on the street. You know, when you grow up with no hope, you don't think of the day tomorrow. But I'm pretty lucky today that I have a life that's pretty good. 2006, it happened to meet Diane. And when I met her, my dreams, things that I used to think about, it got to the point of starting walking. When I gave Diane a tour on the street, I took her to all the places that I used to be, the city street life used to be like my village.
Mm-hmm.
So from that day.
That's all you knew.
Yeah.
That's all you knew.
So you can imagine sleeping on the street for 10 years without seeing the star and the moon, and you're sleeping outside. So I just get to realize recently that I missed a lot. It's fun to see stars.
Stars at night.
Yeah. So I met Diane, and she asked me a question after giving her a tour. What do you want to be? What do you want to do in your life? I said I didn't go to school, but the experience I have and the challenges that I've been facing, I would love to help my fellow friends on the street. And then she said, let's keep talking about it. So she gave me money to buy a phone. And when I bought a phone, the balance of the phone, when I gave her the balance, she said, you go and buy minutes for your phone. And instead of buying the minutes for my phone, all of it, I decided to go back where we went with her to have a little party, having tea and chapati and, basically me, I understand that's how I started the program of the Jazz Kids, with the balance of the phone. So we started the Friday program, medical supplies, food, clothes.
So many needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many needs.
And we started trying with like 100 kids and, kept working it more specifically.
Let's take a look at some of the photos. Maybe, Ronnie,
Great.
you can talk about them.
Great,
Can we see
great.
some of the photos, Janice? There we go.
Well, the pictures you see, those are the kids that I choose from thousands of street children to start a program with. The first picture with the tie and dye t-shirt, they are sitting in front of their home. And then the picture with the green, it is inside the living room with the volunteers coming from US, teaching children different skills, reading, doing art, and all that.
That's become an important part of our program, that every year we bring people over with us, and it's just this beautiful double exchange.
Yeah.
Here on the right, those pictures are when the garage was turned into a library. We got some money from a local Rotary Club, and it allowed us to paint the library, put in books.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they become literate.
Yes,
So
yes.
Now, this picture of the costume, when I left the street in 2000, January 3rd in the evening, I joined a certain organization, and I learned a bunch of skills, dancing, playing instruments, and singing. So it's one of the things that I do, teaching people in the community. The kids coming to our program, I teach them how to dance, playing instruments, singing, and doing exercise. So that's our area. That's the community where we got them home.
Yeah, and it looks pretty sparse.
Yeah.
Very, yeah.
And that's the kind of, we don't have much games.
They're playing Go.
Yeah, so we...
No, checkers.
Yeah.
Oh, is that checkers?
Yeah.
Looks like
We
Go.
cut
Okay.
paper box, and we design it by ourselves, and then we get tips of the bottles, and we start playing the
And you
game.
start, yeah. That's creative.
Bottle caps, yeah.
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 Why
yeah.
not?
Yeah. And this is some of the staff. Ronnie is the director, and there's a staff of 6 altogether. We have a house mother that's there on the left, Black Seda, the security guard. The girl in between Ronnie and the security guard is our bookkeeper. We also have a social worker, and we have an education coordinator.
You've made quite an impact on the community. And on the lower, I guess it would be our right if you're watching it, you have a fundraiser.
We
Let's
have
talk
a
about that.
fundraiser.
Will they meet Ronnie there?
Absolutely. Yeah, our 7th annual fundraiser is coming up this Sunday afternoon at Revolution Hall in Troy. It's 2 o'clock to 6 p.m. And there's going to be a meal served, and we're going to, hear about our future plans. It's a big part of the program. And at the end, the last hour, Ronnie's going to lead traditional music and dance. We have drums coming, and he's going to get people drumming and do some dancing and stuff. So it's, you know, we've been really happy to be at Revolution Hall because it's a great place to have a party. And they've been absolutely wonderful. They're very generous to us. So yeah, so we're excited to do it again this year.
I'm really pleased, Ronnie, that you joined us and you told us some of your story. I'm sure I could talk for another hour with you and learn so much more, and I wish we had more time. And Diane, what you're doing is amazing, and how it happened just on that. You know, I always talk about these chance encounters.
Yeah.
And look what you've created.
Yeah.
I mean, how wonderful, how blessed you both are. Because in giving and receiving, I mean, you're doing so much for these kids. And I'd like to know more about, maybe in the future, come on and tell us what's happening to these kids after they go on.
That would be wonderful. And our big push right now is we've been saving money to buy our own house because we're renting a house. And the kids are vulnerable. They're, you know, tomorrow, especially the way things are there, they could be said, you know, be told you have to move out now. So we're hoping to get a house.
And I wish we had more time, but thank you both for being here. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about women's employment, helping women this time. So stay tuned.
Thank you.
Okay, you're
in fact, sure, I'll let you do it.
Oh, no.
What I've got is I got some water here. I got about the same amount of water as I got
No salt in there or anything?
No salt or anything in there. Here you go. Just pour that in there.
Now, what am I pouring in? This is...
That's the mother. That's the
vinegar mother, and we're going to put it, the lumps and all?
Lumps and all.
Okay, this is going to... Let's see if I can do it where you guys can see. How's that? That's plain water, and I'm going to add... And what's in here? Vinegar mother.
Vinegar mother.
What kind of vinegar? Is that wine vinegar?
That's a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, the Cabernet. And here we are back again. Elizabeth Miller-Gauthier is here, and she is the executive director. And we also have the board member, Patricia Blaze, as well. But we're going to be talking about a program which to me is very dear to my heart, that it's a Women's Employment and Resource Center. And the amazing thing about this is that it's free. So we're going to let Elizabeth tell us about it. And they're celebrating 30 years. Oh my goodness, where does the time go?
I know, 30 years and more than 8,000 women have been served by the Capital District Women's Employment and Resource Center. And we have computer literacy training, job readiness training, and we network with employers to help hire our graduates so they can be self-sufficient.
And they learn skills that they may not have had if they were out of the workforce. They were maybe displaced homemakers. And, I mean, are there any anymore? But I guess there are.
There are a lot of displaced homemakers, women who have left the workforce to take care of their families, and then through separation, divorce, widowed, single moms, women who have left the workforce to take care of an elderly parent, and then
that's
to
that sandwich generation.
Yes, and need to return to the workplace. And women who are married and their husband becomes disabled or unemployed, she needs to take care of the family finances and bring in the supported employment.
You need two wage earners.
Yeah. So with their gap in their work history, a lot of times they don't realize that they have transferable skills, and that's what we help them do and build their self-confidence that. A job that they held 20 years ago, they could still do today. Just they might need.
But if you learned Greg's shorthand, it's probably not going to do much good for you today.
But you know how to work in an office environment. You know how to be professional, to show up on time, to be a team player.
And older workers show up on time.
Excellent work ethic, great work ethic. Yes, yeah. And then we work with employers that will take a look at women who have that great work ethic, that are dependable and really focused on being successful in the job market. And it's a great match. They want to be.
It's not like, oh well, should I get a job or not? These women have gone through training, they've gone through expanding their skills, and do you find that many of the of your clients, I don't know if they're clients.
We call them students because they're there because they want to learn.
If they come, are they totally unfamiliar with technology?
Yes, yes. We are still teaching Introduction to Microsoft Word, but all of our classes are centered around them finding employment. So when we teach how to use the internet, we teach them on how to find the hidden job market the employers who are hiring that might be posting their job on the website.
And Indeed or one of those.
Right, and to post their jobs or to post the resume and then to find a right fit for them.
Yeah. So, Patricia, how long you've been involved?
I've been involved for quite some time, and actually I was an employer in the area, and I would hire students that graduated from work, and that's how I originally got connected with work. Just found that it's a wonderful organization. They have a very small but very good staff, Beth being the leader. Without Beth, I don't think this organization would exist.
Sometimes
I think
that one person that makes it happen.
Yes. So for years I've been involved. In the last probably 3 years I've been on the board of directors. And also I'm working in the last couple of years now on our annual luncheon, which we're talking about. It's our 30th
and your
anniversary.
luncheon is coming up in October.
Tuesday, October 2nd at the Hilton Garden Inn. And because it's our 30th, we're doing it a little bit different. 30 years is, pearl symbolizes a 30th
anniversary.
And
I noticed that. There's a big pearl right on that invite.
Yes.
And we like the idea of a pearl starts from, a very small shell. Piece of sand, and it develops just like our students develop. So our students come in, they are really hungry for the knowledge and for the opportunity, and we work with them, and when they leave, we kind of compare that to the fact that they've become pearls. So we have 30 different individuals and companies.
Yeah,
that
we
are
want to
gonna
take
be
a look at some of the
recommended.
photos too, and they'll come up on the screen, and maybe you can walk us through them.
So these are our graduates, and they are the class, our training centers in Albany. And that is Kadisha at the bottom left. She is meeting an employer at a job fair and actually was hired right after the job fair. And then the bottom right is our awards committee. Fabulous group of volunteers. We have a small staff, 2 full-time, 3 part-time, and we don't do it alone. So we have over 50 volunteers that help us. And that's part of our recognition. Yes, we are a nonprofit. And that's part of the recognition. Marge Adams is one of our Pearls of Distinction. She's been with the organization for 17 years. She is a fabulous trainer. She is our employment coordinator, and she works with the students. Actually, we have a class today. She's in the classroom, empowering them and helping them to be successful. And then Sue Bailey was on the last photo. She is representing KeyBank. KeyBank has been a supporter of us since the 2000.
That's wonderful.
And these are our 32 pearls, and not all are shown, but they are, we have 3 categories, the Pearls of Distinction, which is Marge Adams and KeyBank, and then we have the Pearls of Wisdom and Empowerment, and those are 10 companies and individuals who have really helped us keep our doors open through the years. But there have been excellent role models for our women and have just been significant with showing them respect and loyalty and supporting the organization.
I want to first of all tell you who's coming up next week, but we're coming right back because I have to, I don't do it right away. The Alliance for Community Media, there's going to be a conference right here at Proctor's, which is going to be amazing. I have an author coming on. He is an amazing author and getting awards from all over, and kudos. He's written a book on Teddy Roosevelt, and it's TR's Last War. Filmmaker's going to be on, John Russell Kring, and we got the Forgettable Four, who aren't very forgettable, and they will be performing on our stage. And then we have Early Childhood Center on, first time for them. They'll learn more about what they're doing. A lot of great people out there, aren't there?
Yes, there are. And then we also have our 20 Pearls of Friendship, and these are employers who have hired our students. They've been women and men who have come in and been mentors and guest speakers and supported us financially, but also helping our women to feel empowered and marketable in the workplace.
Yes, not physically, but
October 2nd. I know you can't make it because you'll be taping. It's Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Hilton Garden Inn, 11 to 12 is networking. It's a great opportunity for people to network, and we will have almost 20 graduates there that will be networking for employment. And then we have the luncheon, the celebration is from 12 to 1:30.
That's so great. But you always have one on a Tuesday. So
I know.
I did go to one, though, that was at the Crossroads.
Our first impression, second chances.
Which was really
yes.
nice. Yeah,
yes.
you
Thank
do.
You,
and I just love what you do. And you do things with clothing as well. to make sure that they have the proper attire to wear.
Yes, we have clothing drives. The one in June is a clothing drive for Great Finds. It's a women's thrift shop. And we ask women in the community to donate their clothing. And work clothing. And Great Finds will give us free vouchers for our women.
Nice, nice, nice. So this is important to give them a lot of support. I love what you do, and I've said this before.
And we love what you do.
No.
We want
Congratulations
to thank you too,
on 20 years.
Yeah, I know that we have honored you by being a loyalty sponsor in our program, but we really appreciate everything you've done through the years for us.
But it's so important to give support to women who find themselves in this situation, and they need that, just that little bit of a boost, and you're the boosters.
Well, thank you.
Right? I mean, that's in a nice way, a booster, right?
Yeah.
It's good. You're watching Schenectady today in and around the Capital Region, and this is our 20th anniversary. We're so excited. We're now in our 21st year, and hopefully we'll just keep going, and you'll be there for another 30 years.
Absolutely.
Good.
I plan on it.
Check it out. 30 years work. Check it out. I'm Ann Pearl.